All right, y'all. I'm gonna kind of like wing it a little bit. I don't got no notes. I don't got no notepad. This is coming straight off the head. Today's topic is relationships.
Okay.
Why your relationships always fail. Why you waste years and years and years and don't get nowhere. I'm gonna tell you why today. And I'm gonna start it up in ABC order. It's three stages of a relationship that you have to do in order to make it work. ABC order: communication, sacrifice, and trust. You don't got these three things, ain't nothing gonna work for you. Whether it's a relationship or whether it's a friendship, you always have to trust that person, sacrifice for that person, and communicate with that person. You can't have one without the other, or it's not gonna work. You feel what I'm saying? So let's start with the communication side of things. If you don't communicate with your partner, you're not going to know what areas to work on. You're not going to know what you're doing wrong. You're not going to know what you're doing right because you didn't speak on it. Prime example. I ain't going to tell you the details of what happened, but at a point in time, I was living with an ex for about 3 months. I thought everything was cool, but she never spoke to me about nothing that was bothering her. So the whole time she was ready to leave, she was ready to get out, and I never knew. We never had a chance to really work on and fix on the things that we were supposed to because she was afraid to talk to me. That's another another story for why she was afraid to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a part of how communication can fail you. Communication is important not only in relationships, not only in friendships, but just in life, period. You know, if you go to a job interview, you're going to have to talk. If you just sit there looking at them the whole time, they're going to be like, you're not getting this job. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what type of time you want. About the sacrifice part, a lot of people confuse what I mean by sacrifice. I'm not saying you gotta bend over backwards 3 different times and then jump off a bridge. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is sometimes we're gonna have to do things that you don't wanna do. You feel what I'm saying? Let's say, like prime example for me, I'm gonna use all me in examples. I was dealing with this one shorty. Me and her was kind of like the opposite on what we consider fun. I'm more of an in a house kind of guy. I can sit in the house and play the game 24/7 and have fun. I can sit in the house laid up with my shorty and watch movies and have fun. Most people want to go out. I don't mind not going out. So a part of my sacrifice is like, hey, look, if we together 5 times a week, Monday and Tuesday, we can stay in the crib. Tuesday, Wednesday, we can go out. Friday, we can do whatever. That's a mixed day. We can come up on an agreement on what to do. That's a part of compromise. That's a part of sacrifice. You have to have that. If a person is not willing to sacrifice, it's not going to work. So the person told me, I don't want to sit in the crib. After I done already told you, we can do 2 days of being in the crib, 2 days of being out. You still don't want to be in the crib. That's because that person don't want to sacrifice. That person, the sacrifice is doing something you don't want to do. A sacrifice is putting your happiness to the side to make someone else happy. You'll be surprised how many people can't do that. If it's just about my happiness or just about your happiness and you're not worried about the other person's happiness, it's not going to work at all. It's just common sense. It's not going to work. If you don't have the ability to put something you got going on to the side to benefit somebody else, it ain't going to work. Lastly is the trust. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta trust that person with everything. If that person say I'm going to the store, you don't need to pull out your little GPS iPhone tracker and find out if they really going to the store. Now you don't need to do that. You feel what I'm saying? My sister do that all the time. I ain't gonna lie. My sister, I ain't gonna say no names, but my sister, she's like a real Inspector Gadget. Anybody that know me personally, y'all know exactly which sister I'm talking about because I got two. She will, you can't lie to her because she will hawk you down. I don't know how she does it, but she finds a way. That's a part of trust. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie though. When you first get into a relationship, you find a relationship for like 2, 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Things is getting spicy. You say I'm about to go to the store and just show them, you better not be with no other. It's cute at that time when you do it twice, maybe 3 times. Like, dang, you know, my shorty really cared for me. I really got something going on. Now, when we 4, 5, 6 months down the line and you still doing that same thing, at this point, it's just annoying. You feel what I'm saying? I never did nothing to break your trust. So I don't know why you don't trust me. You feel what I'm saying? You just crazy at this point. It's not cute no more. You just crazy. You just damaged. You just broken. You feel what I'm saying? Before you get into a relationship, you're supposed to have all that taken care of. Don't bring me into your confused situation and try to make it seem like I'm the confused one. No, if you're not ready to settle down with somebody, if you still got somebody that you're stuck on, if you still got something that you're stuck on, don't do it. Don't get into a relationship. You gotta figure yourself out first before you can get into a relationship with somebody else. It's not gonna work that way. It's never gonna work that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's just there. I can hit y'all up with some examples, you feel what I'm saying? Especially about, the sacrifice part or whatever the situation is, or the trust or the communication, whatever y'all want to know. I can get deep in depth into that in a separate video. I don't want to do all that in this video. I want to give y'all a couple quick boom boom bam examples so y'all can get the idea of where I'm coming from. You feel what I'm saying? But if y'all want to know, something deeper after the video, comment on what you want. Even if it's not about those 3 things, it's about something else. You want to ask me for some advice or something, I give it to you. You feel what I'm saying? But, that's just how it is. I had this one shorty, and y'all tell me which category this is. I had this one shorty, right? Me and her used to argue a lot, and we actually led to our breakup because I cared too much.
What?
As dumb as it may sound, I swear to you, I'm not lying. So one day we in the crib. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was living out in the county. You know what I'm saying? We in the crib. We just sit. She's sitting on a little futon I got. I'm sitting on the other one. We just vibing. We just talking. Me and her. That's one thing I liked about her. Me and her used to have like deep conversations. You feel what I'm saying? And we having a deep conversation at the time. I was waiting for Greyhound. I was driving buses or whatever. And she like, yo, like, I'm proud of you. You got your head on straight. You got your thing going on. I'm glad I'm dealing with you. I'm about to get in my bag. Like, my dream is like to work in like a hospital. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I said, all right, bet. She said, look, like, I'm gonna get my dream job. You do your thing. We're gonna get this money. We're gonna put it together. We're gonna build the empire. In the back of my mind, I'm like, this my kind of shorty. Like, I like how she talking, you feel what I'm saying? Light skin, pretty tall, you know what I'm saying? Got a nice little body, whatever the situation is, and she not stupid. You feel what I'm saying? So I said, oh yeah, this about to be a situation. Man, I lie to you not. A day later, a benefit of the doubt, I'm gonna say 2 days later, she hit me up like, yeah, I'm about to go get tatted. I said, all right, she got a lot of tattoos. I said, all right, bet, go ahead, do your thing, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, wait, you see the black Jesus in the back? I ain't peeped that. But yeah, I said, go ahead, go ahead, do your thing, man. It is what it is. She tells me that she gets a face tattoo. Y'all know that set me off the hook. I said, what, bro? You get a face tattoo. Now, mind you, it's like back here. It's not that big. It's just one little letter. At the time, I didn't know. I thought she was trolling me because she know I don't be playing like that. She know I be drawn. So I'm like, what you mean you got a face tat, bro? What's up with all this conversation? You said you want to work in the hospital, you get a face tat. She's like, well, I can use makeup, cover it up. I'm like, if you got to use makeup, cover it up, you shouldn't have got it. Maybe you should have got it somewhere else on your body. You feel what I'm saying? So we get to arguing about that. Boom. Arguing about that for probably like 2 or 3 days because I'm irritated at this point. What if you got to put your hair in a ponytail or something? You feel what I'm saying? Boom. Mind you, she smoke, she drink. Not a problem. I don't care about females smoking or drinking. Live your job. She got 1 kidney though, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So most people, if they go through kidney failure, they got another one, to fall back on. You go through kidney failure and you only got 1, you're gonna die. I don't want you to die. So of course I don't want you to smoke and drink at all. So we got into it about that too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, look, you grown. I can't tell you what to do, what not to do. But I can tell you that you're not gonna smoke and drink around me. You feel what I'm saying? She didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she looked at it like I was like the party pooper, and she stopped wanting to be around me as much because she knew she wasn't gonna be able to do them things while I was around. You feel what I'm saying? So like, but before we got together though, that was my homie. Like, I knew Shorty since we was like 12. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I knew her since we was like real like kids. We grown now. You feel what I'm saying? And that was the first time we actually like tried to be like intimate. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was always just cool for the most part. So I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, let's just go back to being friends. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like a relationship or even that kind of route is for us. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like that's what needs to be. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we need to just let that go ahead and blow over and look, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, anybody else that wants some type of advice or that want anything, I'm going to try to post up literally a topic a day. So tomorrow, it'll be something different. The next day, it'll be something different. But today, I'm going to focus on relationships. You feel what I'm saying? Remember, y'all, communication, sacrifice, and trust. I still want to know who raising y'all.